Are we live? Oh my God. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ectoplasm Show. My name is Josh Hurd. Joining me is my good pal, partner in crime, Mr. Jason Koopsick. What is cracking, Playboy?
On our video, I'm all super busy and you have nothing in the background
It's
of you. So
yeah,
you
it's
are the
everything.
star.
Everything else that I have that's going on or whatever, it's all
Yeah.
on that. It's all kind of in front of me and below me and above and stuff.
So
Yeah.
what happened to Mitch and all that? And
Mitch is going to be making a comeback. However, when we did our G Crew live event at Bobby Mackey's, there was a physical altercation between Chad Lindbergh and Mitch.
oh.
Um, I mean, Chad kicked the shit out of him. If we're being honest, really, Mitch got a little lippy, and yeah, I mean, the rest, as they say, is history, I suppose. So yeah, but he kicked his ass. He kicked it pretty good too. So I don't know. He's kind of on the mend, I think.
I see.
Yeah. So we're trying to fix up the studio here as much as we possibly can.
That's cool.
As much as money will allow. I'm also in the process of doing all sorts of fun stuff at my own house, which is taking up just a ton of time and money and all that fun stuff. But hey, if
Are you doing most of the work yourself, or are you having
my,
others do it?
no, my brother and I. My
Oh,
brother
okay.
and I are, yeah. Things like the roof and things like that, we're not doing, obviously. Like that's going to be done by professionals. But I mean,
Okay.
rebuilding the stairs and the porch and all of that stuff, that's on me.
Yeah, you don't want to do roof work. That sucks. I used to do it a little bit.
So. I can't. There's no way.
Huh.
There's no way. I would not be able to do it. So what's new with you, bro?
I got to play with the Ouija board last week.
That's pretty hot. When you were at Garnett.
Yeah, right? I went down to Garnett to hang out with
Justin
and Austin, and we just they're like, "Oh, let's get out the Ouija board." And
I love it.
I used to not. It's never that I didn't like. I've never been scared of them, but I just up until like a year ago, I had never really used them, and then since using them at the manor, which was 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half ago at least.
Yeah.
I've used it a lot, and I still don't know I don't know if it's real or not, but we were getting all kinds of stuff.
That's pretty good, man.
I don't think it followed me home.
I don't think anything followed me home. Oh my God, it's good stuff. So what's new in the world of the weird, my friend?
Well, let's talk about it's weird too. Podbelly. We got to talk about Podbelly, our podcast network. Go check them out. Go say hi.
Podbelly.com. Go check them out. Give them some love. Let them know that the Ectoplasm Boys sent you over. Let them know.
And then we haven't gotten, well, I don't think I have. Let me check my phone real quick. We haven't. Did I freeze? Did my camera freeze?
Oh, yeah. You did. You froze up a little bit there.
I'm still frozen, aren't I?
Frozen, yeah.
Maybe if I click that, it's my stupid camera. At least you can still see me, I guess.
Yeah, I can see.
And you can still hear me, so that's good.
Loud and clear,
let me check our voicemail to see if there's anything in there. Yeah. Oh, that's my voicemail. Let's see.
We can listen to those too. It'll be fine.
We did get a couple texts.
Oh, sweet.
At least one. The Ectoplasm Show is on the case of the Green Hollow Killer. I hope that catches on.
I hope it does too. I don't know, man.
A couple of modern day Encyclopedia Brown and Sally Kimball.
That's perfect.
But which one is Jason and which one is Josh?
Yeah, we'll flip a coin.
Yeah, we go back and forth on that.
Yeah.
I have a couple missed calls now. I'll save it for a different episode because I want to load it in. We have a couple voicemails from July that I don't think I ever played on the show, and I feel bad about it.
Okay.
But I don't have them set up, so that'll be coming soon because I have some other clips from other things that I've done to put into an episode soon. So I'll put that out there at some point.
Very nice.
But yeah, if you want to call us or text us, it's 913-730-7255.
Right.
If you want to use our phone number to write down to sign up for weird texts, do it. Like if just spam
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely, of course. Abso-freaking-lutely.
How
And
does
of
it feel?
course,
Like at least it froze on a good shot. Like
yeah, you
I'm
don't
not
look
like I
dumb.
don't look weird. Maybe if I
It's like you're not even paying attention. Ah,
maybe if I do this. Let's see. Stop sharing. Nope, didn't unfreeze me. Anyways,
balls.
let's get on to so you do have an update
I do have an update here.
on
It's
the potential green hollow killer Donald Dean Studi.
yes. Now it does say Iowa serial killer fears. Police planning excavation amid new details of 2007 murder claims, report says. There is some information in this article that we weren't privy to this first time around.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about it, or you want to save it for something? Or?
No, we are going to talk about this. I'm going to add it to our stream here, if you will.
What's that weird tab up there? It's like, what do you got open in the background there?
Oh, that little guy? Don't worry about that little guy. So, guys, here, Iowa police are planning to excavate land for the second time.
Second time.
That was what hit me. Second time in decades after a woman claimed her father was a prolific serial killer who murdered up to 70 women and ordered his children to help them move the bodies, according to reports. The Fremont County Sheriff's Office will soon be excavating a portion of land in Thurman. Way to go, Fox News. Anyway, near where Donald Dean Studi and his family lived. The action comes in the wake of Studi's daughter's renewed claims that her father killed 50 to 70 young women before his death in 2013, according to reports from WHO 13 and Newsweek. Studi's daughter, Lucy Studi McKitty, previously told investigators about her father's alleged history for years, including in 2007, which prompted them to excavate a portion of the property. Now, that was information that I did not know. I did not know that they had already dug on the property years and years ago. I had no idea. Lucy told us in 2007, and we went out, and there was only one well on the property that we could see. We didn't realize that it was on other people's property. Fremont County Deputy Sheriff Tim Bothwell told the news station. The first excavation cost the county more than $300,000.
Jesus, somebody cashed in on that. Like, how big of an excavation could it have been?
Oh, well, I don't know, honestly. But yeah, sheriff's deputies are now planning a second excavation in light of a new tip that led investigators to search land behind the Studi property, the report states. Sheriff's Office officials are also reportedly planning to meet with the FBI and Iowa's Division of Criminal Investigation this week. Last week, the Des Moines Register reported about some of McKitty's conflicting claims surrounding her father. I will also go on record and say this, guys. If you are reading stuff from the Des Moines Register, and I don't give a shit if they hear this or not, they have been grossly wrong on numerous things, even including pictures of the supposed property. It's not even the right damn
that's all of like most news sources, including major news sources these days, they just find something on the internet that fits what they think it is, and they're like, nobody will ever know, we'll just stick it in there. This picture of this bomb is from Russia, but no, it's actually for 20 years old from Iraq, or that happens all the time.
And then they can print their retraction on the last page of the next week's issue or next day's issue or what have you. Now, according to the report,
wait. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you up, but one thing I want to go back to. So, the first excavation happened in 2007. It said.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
That means that he was still alive.
Potentially, yeah. No, he would have been still alive.
Was he still living on that property, or had it been sold off at that time? Where did he die? Did he die living at that property? We need to find that out.
I would assume so, yes. If it's my understanding that that piece of property had been in the family for years and years and years and years.
Sure,
So
but
I
it's
would
no
assume
longer in the
no,
property or in the family, right? So it could have like
correct.
maybe he went to like an old folks home and they sold it off. It's something
Oh,
to look
that's true.
into at
So
least.
he did. It is my understanding that he did go to a nursing home in his later years. Now, however long that stint was in there, I have no idea. I have no idea what the cause was. If he was just, it was hard for him to get around. If he was mentally incompetent in some way, I have no idea.
I like to
What
think
that
that
was.
he was the crotchety old man standing there on his porch watching the idiots dig in the wrong place,
Sipping his coffee,
feeling all
right?
good about himself,
Yeah,
even though he shouldn't.
probably.
Obviously, it's a bad thing if it's true.
Oh God, man.
But
Oh my
still,
God.
I mean, if this is true and he was living on the property when the excavation happened, he had to feel so good that they didn't find anything, right? Like he was
I would think
above that,
so.
like he
Yeah.
got away. Obviously, he got away with it because
Yeah.
he's never going to be punished for it. But
No,
how,
no.
like, what sense of like you can't catch me did he have after that?
10 foot tall and bulletproof. Probably, right?
Yeah.
Now, it does say here, according to the report, McKitty told sheriff's deputies in 2021 that she had, quote, heard stories that there could be up to 15 bodies, unquote, buried near her father's home, but said she only knew of 5 personally.
That's way off from the 50 to 70 she's
Way the
claiming.
fuck off, right? So here we go. Let's keep cruising here, please. Let's see. McKitty's 2021 statements in documents in a sheriff's incident report obtained by the news site were different from those that she made to Newsweek.
Mm,
In the Newsweek piece, which is what we primarily covered last week or the last show or whatever, McKitty described how her father had killed dozens of young women over the course of 30 years and enlisted his children to help bury his victims. I know where the bodies are buried, McKitty told the site. He would just tell us we had to go to the well, and I knew what that meant. No, we've already covered that.
mm-hmm.
McKitty went on to describe how she always feared, quote, he would kill me because I wouldn't keep my mouth shut, unquote. We also mentioned that. McKitty's claims in 2021 were similarly chilling. Christ, I can't even speak. Anyway, with details about how she watched her father and 2 others carry a body from the trunk of a vehicle, and her suspicion that her dad sexually assaulted and killed a 15-year-old girl, the Register reported. McKitty allegedly told detectives multiple other stories. She had not responded to Fox News Digital's multiple requests for comment and confirmation. Additionally, Studi had a history of violence and run-ins with the law, including threatening to kill relatives, according to a different incident report obtained by the Register. However, Studi's other daughter, Susan, or Suzanne, as we said last week, denied the sister's claims. Susan went on to say she first learned about these claims against her father when she spoke to her sister about a year ago. These are things that we've already
Wait,
spoken.
so there's another thing.
Yes.
If they spent $300,000 to search and dig on the property in 2007, the sister Susan is claiming she didn't hear anything about this until a year ago.
Correct.
So I don't know where Susan lives, but she must, if her father was alive at the time, which he was, and knew about the search,
yeah,
you would think that she would have heard about it unless she's estranged. But if she's
I don't know,
estranged,
man. I don't
then
know.
why is she even commenting on this to begin with? I
Well,
mean,
now it does say here also that a woman who answered the phone at a number appearing to belong to Susan hung up when contacted by Fox News Digital on Wednesday afternoon. Fremont County Sheriff Kevin Astrop has not responded to Fox News Digital's request for comment, but confirmed to the Register that his office had been investigating the allegations. Newsweek reported last week that 2 human remains detection canines reportedly made discoveries at locations McKitty had suggested. I mean, this is basically everything else that we have already talked about. It says no matter if they say it's not true or say that she's crazy or whatever they can say, we have to look into it. We have no other choice. Spokesperson for the FBI's Omaha, Nebraska field office would not say if the agency was involved in the investigation.
Why would they say that? I thought they
I,
already stated that beforehand.
there's been a lot of things that have been flying around. What is true? We're just, I mean, here we are trying to just like report on this stuff, and like you mentioned earlier, half of this stuff is complete bullshit or has been stretched to some degree, right? So I mean, even last week we were talking about, the potential of the FBI getting involved, DCI getting involved, which it does say Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation Assistant Director Mitch Mordvet, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, wrote in a prepared statement that the agency, quote, is assisting the Fremont County, Iowa Sheriff's Office with this investigation. So we do know that that DCI is involved, Iowa DCI. The investigation is in the infancy stages with a lot of work to be completed. He also wrote, there are no new updates and nothing more that will be released at this time. So, I mean, here we are. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, kind of going off of whatever. I mean, this is...
Okay, so I have a thought, and it's pure speculation.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometime in the past, the father, Donald, killed somebody that meant something to one or two people or a few people that meant something to Lucy. And it traumatized her at a young age, and she's lived with it. And it's turned into this obsession.
Yeah.
Because obviously something changed. You don't just say 15 bodies the first time, and then all of a sudden, it's, that's what, 15 years ago now.
Right.
So, but it seems like maybe in her, like, and they didn't find anything, right? So maybe she was just like the neurosis of thinking about this thing that happened to her, and why didn't they, like, those numbers in her head piled up, and that's why, either that or she's lying or she doesn't know what she said. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's all true. Maybe it's not true. But I don't know. Like you said, there's so many inconsistencies in there, even from her.
Correct.
Especially from her.
And that's just it. It's like kind of going back now, looking over the decade and all that stuff. You're like, well, but what was it? Because I believe in this report, and I go back and kind of fact check me here, but it said, like, when it was quoting her, she said 15 bodies or whatever, 5 for sure. Like 5 that I know of for sure are out there, right? It's like, okay. You're like, oh, I heard reports that there were 15 bodies out here, but I know of 5 that are 100% for sure, definitive they're there. But then again, how does even 5 or 15 then stretch to 50, to 70, to whatever? So
it doesn't, unless you're stretching it, in my personal opinion, because if you're already going to claim that your father is a serial killer and go to the point of trying to get him reported and getting the bodies out there, you're not going to have any problem saying the real number by making it a conservative number because you're afraid of something. That doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't mean that he didn't kill anybody. And it doesn't mean that he didn't kill 70 people. But the timeline does, not the timeline, but the facts, the stated facts that she says are facts, have changed too much to make sense.
I would totally agree with that. And it's difficult. I don't know. It makes our job harder. That's for damn sure, right? So here we are.
I'm sure either way, this must be super emotional for her. Even if she is lying about it altogether, it's got to be super emotional for her. And I don't know. I mean, let me ask you this, just your thought of, what if they go out there and they don't find anything again? Do they now charge her the $300,000 or the $600,000 for both?
I do not know how that would work.
I know that if you,
I mean, in all honesty, like,
if you go out and go hiking and you get lost in an area that you have no business of being in, they will charge you for the rescue.
Yes.
I don't
Absolutely.
see this as any different than
I would
that.
totally 100% agree with you on that. And so I would say that, yeah, there would have to probably be some form of payment, punishment. I mean, something for wasting valuable like time, resources. Like Fremont County is not very big. Like I really want people to understand that Fremont County is not that big. So
What if,
we have what we have,
yeah.
and you know what I mean. So it's
What
like,
if they go out there and find one body, but they don't have any proof that it came from him?
you know, and
I mean,
that's
any of
difficult
this,
too.
even if there's 70 bodies out there, there
Now,
may not be proof that it was him.
I
The-
will say this: even if they find a body, like just one single body, they find that,
Mhm.
and I promise you, they will continue to go forward. They
No,
will
I
keep
understand
going,
that,
right?
but at some
The
point they'll have to
issue,
stop if they don't find any more.
exactly. The issue that I'm having with it is just how like the topographical it's all just changed. Topography has changed um throughout the years. And again, we talked about this. You know what I mean? They're out there. They've filled in the well, for an example, right? They've pushed, they've cleared that area. Like the shots that I got the other night, like you can see where the trailer sits, you can see where this open field is now. And it is again just open.
Yeah.
And it's you can tell they've been working in there. And it's like how much has been disturbed. Then
Hmm.
at the same time, understanding where Thurman and Bartlett sit. And it's quite literally right along the interstate, which is also right next to like the river, right? Like a stone's throw away and you're in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Now, this is also a major floodplain. I mean,
Mhm.
just as recently as 5 years ago or what have you. I mean, we lost so many houses and so many families were displaced because of flooding, especially in that area. Like it was to the point where I was like, why even rebuild Bartlett? Like it was almost a total loss, you know?
Yeah,
It
sure.
was a fucking mess. But they did it and they're coming back bigger and better. And it's great. It's cool to see cool things happen. However, like just the water table, right? Up and down and up and
Mhm.
down, and how it's pushing. I don't know, man. And it's weird. So Lucy could go out there and she'd be like, no, this is the place. This right here. This is it. And maybe that was 20 years ago, but it's 20 feet that way now.
Mhm.
It's 30 feet over that way now, and it's even further down, or it's wherever, or oh God, like you think about like the bodies being decomposed and breaking apart, and you'll find bits and pieces. Christ,
Sure.
like I can't even imagine the job and the undertaking that these gentlemen have in front of them.
Well, and let's think about the potential evidence that would link this to him.
And that's the
Other than
bitch of it,
being
right?
on the property, which apparently it wasn't on the property even when he owned it. It was on the neighbor's property, right? Or it's questionable.
No, this was all his property, I believe. Now, when they
Okay.
began digging,
It wasn't.
that first excavation that they were just discussing, I
Mhm.
believe that the land had been kind of divvied up at that
Okay.
point in time.
All right.
So yeah,
Anyways,
but yes,
if there were physical evidence somewhere above ground, it's gone. Or
gone.
Lucy would have it and have turned it in already, right?
I
So
would
the
assume
only
so.
hope that they have to actually tying this to them is his personal DNA on one of the bodies or more if there's more bodies.
And how the fuck
Even
do
if
you
that
do
doesn't
that?
degrade, like there's a if they're sex workers, maybe he did have sex with them,
But
and
that's just it. Maybe he didn't, because maybe
yeah.
it wasn't about getting your rocks off. Maybe it was just about that.
But really, that's the only hope that maybe there's a little bit of
Maybe.
his DNA on something that they dig up that's part of the body. Other
So
than
tough.
that, it, to me,
Yeah,
all you have is her story, which obviously has changed. And
definitely.
yeah, so if it was his property, and you can make a reasonable assumption that he did it, but
Mhm.
in a court of law, you can't do that.
Correct.
And it's not that we could go to court with him, but to me, if they find all those bodies on there, he doesn't look any more guilty than anybody else that lived on that property, in my
Fair. Fair. And that makes total sense. This is an absolutely impossible scenario. And one that I don't know, Fremont County, man, like god damn it. Like it's tough. It's tough. And so I don't know what these boys are gonna do. I don't know. I don't know. But it's
well, and there's
it's
also the
fascinating.
potential, not now that there's a national spotlight, right? That maybe it won't happen as much, but there's also the potential, like you mentioned before, of possible good old boy kind of corruption happening in the county in the past.
It's been
Not that
stories.
they would,
It's
not
been
that they would be involved in this in any way, but maybe by not looking for it potentially.
You know, it's funny too because like I was just talking. I think it was like 2 days ago. I was talking to my mom, and she had called, and we were just kind of catching up, right?
Mm.
And she's like, "What the hell?" You know, like all this stuff. She's like, "So, what's the latest? What have you heard?" Blah blah blah, right? And I was like, "Well, I don't know." You know, like just blah blah blah. And she was like, "God," she goes, "It's just so weird." She goes, "I remember being in high school." And which I mean, my mom is 20 years, older than me.
Mm-hmm.
But so she was like, I remember being in high school and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Green Hollow, just stay away from Green Hollow. We just don't go to Green Hollow. We She goes, "I've never been on the road." She goes, "Because I was always told never go on to that road. Don't go down there. There's no business down there. You have no reason to be there."
Mm. Yeah.
And she goes, "It's weird that a story like that kind of just," and like I said last time that we were talking about this, right? Like it's been for decades. Like just weird shit that goes on out there. I will say this, the current property owners of that trailer, which is in essence really not necessarily part of the story,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but the family that lives there, they are in no way associated with the Studi family. They want absolutely none of this attention. They did not ask for any of this. In fact, like he just went on Facebook the other day and made it was a nice statement. However, he just said, kindly fuck off, like stay
Well,
away,
sure. Like my
because what
understanding is
it is
those
a
people out
dead end.
there don't
It is
want,
no,
like they move out there and they live out there so that people won't
yeah,
bother them.
correct. And this is a single lane road, and it is a dead end road that ends quite literally in his driveway. That's where it ends.
Mm.
You have no business going out there. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people that are looking for this, like, just stay away. You know what I mean? It's like, do what we're doing, I guess, and just kind of catch up with the stories here and admire from afar. But
Yes,
certainly,
stay away so you don't get in our way when we go camping out there.
oh no, absolutely not. Oh my god. Yeah, let's go camping out there.
Yeah.
Christ.
But yeah, so I mean that's a pretty solid update as far as some new
Yeah.
information, but even more questions and like who knows where this could go.
I mean, I'm honestly, I'm just like,
It sounds
I don't know.
like you could easily take just the inconsistencies and saying it's all falling apart, but they have the cadaver dogs, but that doesn't mean that it's him as a serial killer.
I was thinking about this too, right? And as far as the cadaver dogs are concerned, that's fine and dandy. However, we're not saying that. Look, if a cadaver dog hits, that's fine and dandy. I get it, and it's kind of damning as far as the story goes. However, let's think about the land for a minute. Think about the area for a second, right? You have Native American settlers. You have the first settlers. I mean, it could be any of those
So
things.
wait, I'm ignorant to this.
Or
How
it could
far
be
back of a cadaver can a dog detect?
no idea. We should go type that into the Google machine. Let's see.
I would guess that that's too far because there's no more decomp at that point. LiDAR could probably detect the grave
That's
site.
what I was thinking
But if
too.
they've all done all kinds of excavation out there, it would all look pretty close to similar, right?
Hmm. Let's
You
see
would you
here.
would think that for $300,000 they could fly up a LiDAR drone and know where to dig.
Did you know studies have found that not only are cadaver dogs 95% accurate at their craft, they can also smell remains up to 15 feet underground.
But does he give it an
These
age?
dogs can. Nah, I'm getting there. I don't know
Okay.
yet. I don't know yet. Just need a fraction of a bone or a drop of blood to determine the location of a cadaver. These dogs can cover 1.3 square kilometers per day on an average basis. Wow. Let's see. Human versus animal. Amazingly, these dogs are able to detect the difference. Yeah. Residue sense. Lastly, did you know that a cadaver dog can detect residue sense? That's right. If a body or body part was initially placed somewhere and moved, God damn it, this isn't getting me the
So I
answers I
found
want.
real quick, it says in some studies they have found 25-year-old skeletalized remains.
Wow. Okay. So now that's just in certain cases, or
I mean, that's just the first little blurb that popped up
wow,
when I searched it. So
25 years, man.
can cadaver dogs smell 30-year-old corpses? This is somebody asking online that they
Oh, that's
probably are worried about it.
posted by a Donald Dean Stewie. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
So
Oh,
it depends on the dog. It does
okay.
say that.
I mean, that makes sense. Hmm.
It does say, says sometimes they get waylaid by a decaying organic matter such as a rotten log, similar to the chemical structure signatures, make it impossible for them to distinguish between humans and pigs.
Oh, that's sexy.
But I don't know. I'm just glancing through that, so that may be one type of dog. Um,
That's fucking interesting too.
A single human vertebrae more than 30 years old was buried 12 inches deep. The dogs were let loose across a 300 by 100-foot plot, and several succeeded in sniffing out the dry bone fragments. So 30
Oh,
years old for this one.
okay.
It
But
seems like they
only
did it
12 inches
pretty.
deep, right? Only 12
Yeah.
inches down. Yeah.
It says that
Hmm.
there was another dog that was able to successfully find a 33-year-old body hidden in the basement of a house.
Wow. That's damn impressive, if you ask me. But it's like I don't know, man. Like my brain, it goes all over the place. And so that's why I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to, I just don't know anymore what to think of all of this. I know that I mean steps are being taken, wheels are in motion and things like that. We have all sorts of fun stuff that
Yeah.
we're up to with all of this and hopefully continue to do so. I mean, there's a story here regardless. Like the story is going to be told regardless. Um I don't know, man. It's like, do you hope for Lucy's sake that she's not just lying, or do you hope for the other? And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ! Like neither one of these scenarios is good. So I don't know. I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see kind of how this pans out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, on to
Let's
let's
check out
let's get on
some
some let's get on
paranormal
some
news.
other stuff here.
So I have a very, very quick one. Well, I'm not going to read the article, but I'm going to read the headline and then
Okay.
one thing at the end of the article, and then we can discuss.
Okay.
Leaks indicate the upcoming Pentagon UAP report has explanations dash
Yeah.
dash, but not the ones you want to hear.
Yeah, probably. And they pushed it back. I was a little pissed off because I was watching the news just over and over and just kind of checking back and forth on my tablet that I have, right? And I was like, where the fuck is this press conference? Because it was supposed to happen on Monday, which was Halloween of all days. And it never came. And they pushed it back until Friday of this week, which would be what, the 5th? Am I doing math?
The fourth. I think
Fifth? Fourth?
the fifth
I
is
don't know.
Saturday.
Okay, so there you go. But yeah, regardless, so they pushed it back to the 4th. But yeah, here we are. Fucking hurry up and wait. So we'll see what happens. Sons of bitches. I'm excited
So
about this, but yeah.
the last thing on the article is, quote, no closer to the truth.
Damn it.
So I don't
How
know
would they
where they
know?
pulled that
Yeah,
from.
because they said like there are leaks apparently. Like, where are
Uh-huh.
these leaks? I want to see these leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's
my
see some
guess is this.
leaks.
So we had Project Blue Book, right? And
Yeah.
even though it wasn't necessarily super public, it's like every 50 years they're going to do this. They're going to come
Yeah.
out and study it and show us a couple things and then say, "Oh, well, we found exclamation." So they had already came out before this and said they've already
Yeah.
explained more than half of them
Well,
of the
that's
reports
good.
that they had. So who knows what that'll be?
Takes one,
Probably
baby.
nothing.
It just takes one. One unexplainable thing is all we're after. That's it. That's all we need. Just to keep us frothing at the mouth.
All
Oh,
right, and here's another fun story.
yeah.
Police blotter. Neighbor leaves creepy clown doll on woman's doorstep. Suspect steals running car at gas station. That's the headline.
Oh my God.
This is the Chattanooga.com.
Oh, beautiful.
Tuesday, October 25th. A woman on Northern Hills Road told police she wanted to turn over a clown doll, which someone left on her doorstep with a letter saying, "Neighbor, he is your problem now. I am sorry I can't do this anymore." End
Yeah.
quote.
It sounds like something my friends would do to me here at the manor. You
Yeah.
sons of bitches. Yeah.
The woman said she felt that the doll at her doorstep was creepy and just wanted the police to take the doll away.
Neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Wow. It's amazing.
Police
Amazing.
retrieved the doll without further incident.
Very nice.
Police were called to Arlington Avenue. Oh, wait, this is this is just the police blotter. So,
Yeah.
oh, wait, no. It looks like this goes on. This might be about the same thing. I'll just keep reading it. Police were called to Arlington Avenue, where a tow truck driver for H&R Recovery out of North Carolina said the owner of the vehicle was causing a verbal disorder. When police arrived, the man was gone. The tow truck driver showed police paperwork, and police stayed to prevent any more disorder. The tow truck driver was able to leave with the vehicle without further incident. So yeah, maybe this is just the police blotter. This is their weekly, this is what happened. So there's no other further story. Nobody knows where that doll came from.
Fuck me, man. I hate dolls.
Except for you now have several of them there with you.
Yeah, numerous ones. I have got at least 6 just in this room.
So you don't feel too bad about them anymore. Like not as bad as you did.
I'd say no. I mean, they freak me out pretty good. That is for sure. But yeah. I mean, it's also fun to use the dolls for certain pieces of like experimentation that you might do around here at the manor, trying to elicit maybe some kind of paranormal activity. I mean, yeah.
What's the biggest doll you have?
Probably this one over here.
Is it like a life-size doll?
I mean, it's the size of like a 6-year-old, probably.
Oh, okay.
Wears the same size of clothing as like a 6-year-old would. But yeah, it's actually owned by a group that comes here quite often. Yeah, she's terrifying. But they gave her like a team shirt and everything. But boy. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find you a new doll soon.
No, we don't need it. We don't need
yeah,
a new doll.
Actually, I might have one around here that I can give to you.
We don't need it. Like, it'll be fine.
Here's another fun story. Grandmother has Ouija boards handed out to attendees at her funeral.
What? Fuck, I want to party with Grandma.
October
that is amazing.
24th. A much-loved grandmother wanted the boards to be giving out so that she could stay in touch with her relatives. A staple of horror movies, paranormal investigations, and mediumship sessions, the Ouija board. Oh, I'm not going to go over what a Ouija board is.
Yeah,
Everybody knows what that is.
pretty
While
much.
many dismiss the supernatural claptrap, they call it a claptrap.
Huh.
Others remain convinced that they are the real deal. In this particular case, however, a cheeky grandmother who died of cancer at the age of 81 decided to use the infamous boards as a tongue-in-cheek gag.
I fucking love grandma. Like, this is awesome.
Before she died, she left instructions for Ouija boards to be handed out to the attendees of her funeral with a note which read, "Let's keep in touch."
Yes. 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 Awesome.
It was hysterical, and everybody was like, "Of course, that's so Jody of her," said her granddaughter Gracie. She was
Wow.
hilarious. She had a great sense of humor and a huge heart. And yeah, so what it is not a life-size Ouija board. It's a postcard-sized Ouija board with a postcard-size planchette that
Still
is,
hilarious.
yeah.
Absolutely hilarious. I would love to do something very similar. Just have just a stack of like the actual like Parker Brothers Ouija boards and all that
Mhm.
stuff. Like it's still in like factory sealed boxes. Boom. There you go. All that stuff.
Weren't you once involved in a documentary that told you people not to ever touch those?
I mean, probably. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, not necessarily don't ever touch it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we did a documentary.
So you're like, she's like you, but her, it's funny. You, if you do it, that looks menacing. Like you want to attack your family.
Not attack. Just keep in touch. You know
You
what
want
I
to
mean?
make
Like
them
that.
possessed by whatever they can contact.
I can't wait for my funeral. Like I am going to have all sorts of fun
Actually,
shit
honestly, do
happen.
you really want them bothering you that much after you move on?
Oh, I'm not gonna answer them. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just a nice gesture. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying? No, I'm not
I
gonna
see.
answer
You should
them.
go with the
Right.
glow in the dark pink ones. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
we
better.
could do that.
Yeah.
We could get like the Hello Kitty
Yeah,
Ouija
that one.
boards. Yes. Perfect. Done. Done. We can make this happen. Christ.
Are you ready for the zombie apocalypse bird flu that's going to be coming soon?
Fuck it. Bring it on. I also never mind. Just keep
What?
going.
No. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, I saw this article, God, it was like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. Like NASA or some type of scientist, I don't know, some kind of astrology department, some fucking where saw a doomsday comet that was stuck, like not stuck, but like in the glare of the sun. And so
Actually, that's the next story that I have.
Oh,
That's the next story that I have.
well, look at me just fucking everything up. But yeah,
That's
no,
all right.
like, but yeah, no.
Well, let's talk
Go
about
ahead.
that one real quick. I can pull that one up.
Okay, cool. So
Largest potentially hazardous asteroid detected in 8 years.
yeah, that was the one. And all I could, honest to God, the only thing that went through my brain was just like, just bring it on. Like, just okay. Okay.
I don't know if
Like,
this
at
is
this
like
point, like, just do it.
I don't know if this is like a world killer asteroid.
No, they did. They called it a planet killer.
Really? Well, let's take a look. This is from Nero Lab. .edu.
Yeah.
Twilight observations from Cerro Tololo Inter-American Observatory spot 3 large near-Earth objects lurking in the inner solar system.
Biggins.
An international team using the dark energy camera. That's cool. We got to get one of those for paranormal investigations.
We need to get one of those.
I'm going to open that up here.
The dark energy camera. That's cool. We got to get one of those.
Yeah.
Oh
Mounted on the Victor M. Blanco 4-meter telescope at Cerro Tolo Inter-American Observatory in Chile, a program of NSF's Nero Lab. What's NSF? Let's see. National Science Foundation has discovered 3 new Earth asteroids, or near-Earth asteroids, hiding in the inner solar system, the region interior of the orbits of Earth and Venus. This is notoriously challenging region for observation because asteroid hunters have to contend with the glare of the sun.
Yeah.
By taking advantage of the brief yet
Yeah.
favorable observing conditions during twilight, however, the astronomers found the elusive trios of NEAs. One is a 1.5 kilometer wide asteroid called 2022 AP7, which has an orbit that may someday place it in Earth's path.
Sexy.
The other asteroids called 2021 LJ4 and 2021 PH27 have orbits that safely remain completely interior. So the 1.5 kilometer, I don't think that's big enough to take out the planet. Honestly, it
think it
would
was
do
just
a lot
clickbait.
of damage. It would do a lot of
Motherfucking.
damage, but I don't think it would take out the planet.
I mean, we're just talking fucking clickbait at this point. Then I think that's what it was. The sons of bitches, they got me again.
Let's see. I'm just going to kind of scroll ahead to see if it does state differently.
It might.
Um,
Oh. I mean, I don't know.
notes.
I don't know, man. Like,
Oh,
no. Like something that size, like, yeah, it would do damage, but it's not going to, it wouldn't take out the entire planet.
no.
It's
I
not
don't.
feasible. No,
Um,
I don't believe that. No.
how much
Is that doggy in the window?
damage would a 2-mile asteroid do? Now, obviously, it always depends on the speed and stuff like that.
Yeah, and how much it's going to break up upon re-entry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to get fucked up. Just coming into the atmosphere alone, it's going to get completely decimated.
Wow, this is interesting. Well, let's just look through this. This is from howstuffworks.com. What if an asteroid hit Earth?
Okay.
An asteroid hitting or asteroid striking our planet is the stuff of science fiction. Several movies and books are based on the idea. Anyways, but an asteroid impacting Earth isn't just the stuff. Okay, we can keep going past this. There are at least 5 on the Asteroid Watch dashboard for 2022 alone. This was written in January of this year.
What? It's November.
Including one that is thought to be about 2 times the height of New York City's Empire State Building. So that's definitely smaller than this other one.
Huh.
Okay, so let me go down here. What if an asteroid hits Earth today?
Yeah.
Chances of an asteroid hitting are pretty small. NASA has tracked 90% of near-Earth asteroids that are at least a half a mile. I would say that that's an estimation. They can't possibly know that all of they have 90% of all of them.
Yeah.
That are at least a half a mile wide, and believe none of them are a significant chance of hitting Earth.
Sure.
Still, there could be some bigger asteroids out there that NASA doesn't know about. If a mile wide asteroid, which is smaller than the 1.5 kilometers, let's do the math on that. Kilometers, 2 miles, 1.5. Oh, so that's a that's 0.93 miles. So this pertains to exactly this size.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let me find where I was in the article. Okay. If a mile-wide asteroid hit Earth, it would strike the planet's surface at approximately 30,000 miles per hour. An asteroid that big, traveling at the speed, has the energy roughly equal to 1 million megaton bomb. It's difficult to imagine 1 million megatons, so let's try a smaller size. Let's say that an asteroid the size of a house hits Earth at 30,000 miles per hour. It would have the amount of energy roughly equal to the bomb that fell on Hiroshima.
What?
Which is 20 kilotons.
Holy shit.
If the asteroid was as big as a 20-story building, it would be equal to the largest nuclear bombs made today.
What the
For
fuck?
an asteroid to wipe out most everything on Earth, it would have to be massive. Scientists
Yeah.
estimate it would take an asteroid 7 to 8 miles wide crashing into Earth. Once it made impact, it would create a tremendous dust plume that would envelop the entire planet. So you wouldn't die from the impact. Not that if you were under it, obviously, or if you're anywhere near it,
Yeah.
obviously. Um,
Wow.
It does say, but
Wow.
scientists believe some would survive. NASA estimates it would take an asteroid 60 miles wide to totally wipe out life on Earth.
That's crazy. That would be crazy.
And you know that I'm sure you saw the news, and everybody out there listening saw the news recently where they went and nudged an asteroid, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if they know something's
I mean, it
coming.
kind of makes you wonder, right? Because I mean, it was a successful test. It was
Or they pushed
successful.
it, I mean, I'm sure they saw where it would go after they pushed it, or they pushed it, it's going to run
Oh,
into something else and going to knock something else like a pool table and knock something
yeah,
else into
exactly.
us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's fascinating stuff. That's crazy though. Freaking crazy. Huh.
All right, well, I want to check one more thing real quick.
You check. You check
And
it.
then we'll talk about the British pigeons. So, just so you know, we can have one of those dark energy cameras for a mere $35 million.
That's it.
And the operational lifetime for one of those cameras is only 10 years.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what's fucked about that? $35 million, and in 20 years, it'll just be readily available. That technology will just be readily available.
So if any of our listeners out there win that big, huge Powerball,
You
just
get your
throw one of those cameras our way.
you you put in any tickets on that? my
No, I
friend?
didn't. I
No,
didn't.
no, didn't do it.
I
Huh?
was going to, but I didn't think about it.
I actually I was just before the show tonight. I had to stop and get a refreshment for myself, a beverage, and I was like, I see like this fucking gas station that I go to is just slammed with people. I'm like, what the fuck is everybody doing? Literally everybody was buying them.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. I'll do it too. I'm like, give me two of those sons of bitches. And they're like, you want to do whatever they said it was? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. Like, duh, whatever. Like some kind of a bonus thing or whatever. I don't know. But Christ. So I'm in for two
So
tickets.
it's estimated at $1.2 billion.
Billion.
So
However,
if you win, I would be
However,
fine with just $1 million.
if you get like you can just do the cash payout, you know what I mean? They could just give you the payout where you don't have to be penalized and pay taxes on that shit. It's still over $550 million.
Yeah, $596 million
So you can
cash
just put that
value.
in the bank, live on the interest, and just not even worry about anything.
Fun fact, the Ottawa Senators hockey team is for sale for $655 million, so you wouldn't have enough to buy that.
Close.
Yeah.
Close. But not quite. Maybe you could talk them down. I don't know.
Maybe, but then you're
Spitballing.
then you're just relying on that crappy Canadian hockey team to make your money back.
Yeah. I'm really not a fan. Like I don't really watch hockey. I've never really watched hockey.
Yeah.
You know? No, I've never really gotten into it, you know?
I would say it's my favorite sport
Mm-hmm.
to watch.
No, I know you're really into it. Yeah.
But let's get back to the zombie birds. We teased and then we'll let everybody go. This is the Sun out of UK. Zombie birds, British pigeons turning into zombies from the mysterious disease that twists their neck and makes them walk in zigzags. They have a picture of one of these too. It's like his head is hanging upside down. Like the head
Can you
is
add that? Can
dead.
you add that in here? Can you add that into the stream for the people watching here? I want to see.
Open image in new tab.
It's gonna be amazing.
Let me pull this up here now.
Let's see what we got here.
It may present share screen window.
You share that screen. For fuck's sake. What in the world?
Yeah, so its head's like literally hanging upside down.
Yeah, it's looking all sorts of weird.
All right, let's get back to the news article. A mysterious disease is infecting some British birds and turning them into slow-moving zombies with deformed necks. The
Wow.
highly infectious virus has already spread rapidly in Jersey pigeons and is feared to be circulating through the UK bird population.
I think they call it the T virus. The T virus.
The T virus.
From Resident Evil.
Yeah. Horrific symptoms of the disease.
Horrific.
Hit my mic. So horrific symptoms of the disease include deformed necks, dangerously thin bodies, and it takes away the bird's ability to fly, walk in straight lines, or move quickly.
Like they wouldn't be able to do shit.
No. I don't even know how they'd be able to eat like that. Like, how can you? Because they would have to peck at something on the ground, right?
Yeah. It'd look all stupid doing it. Yeah, it'd be great.
Pigeon paramyxovirus.
Good word. Good job.
Paramyxovirus. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
I think you nailed it. Good job.
Also known as PPMV.
That's easier.
Or Newcastle's disease. Why didn't they just lead with that?
Because they're assholes. That's why.
Will also turn the bird's feces green.
Oh, that happens to me sometimes.
You know what? Wasn't it like the Burger King Halloween burger that was doing that to people?
Oh God, I don't know.
Like their bun, they dyed it black, but all these people were reporting these big green things in their toilets. I know that's the thing. I didn't ever have one of those, but I remember those stories. So whatever, like that must be what Burger King's using in those. They're using this Newcastle's disease.
What the fuck did you put in this bird seed?
Says they are at risk of dying within a few days. Wow. Other signs to watch out for. If that's not enough, if you can't tell, other signs to watch out for are trembling or paralysis of the wings and legs with a reluctance to move and eat.
Holy shit.
I wonder if these are like pet pigeons. Like,
wouldn't that be terrible?
Like somebody's pet? Yeah, I don't know. A spokesperson for JSPCA's animal shelter on the island of Jersey. So it's on an island. Just kill all of them now.
You might as well just nuke it.
Jersey in the Channel Islands said there has been an increase in the number of grounded pigeons. At least they can't fly away and spread the disease unless they spread it before they become inhibited.
Interesting.
Coming to the JSPCA animal shelter in the last few weeks, many of which have been showing neurological signs such as a twisted neck, circling, or are unable to stand. So my guess is these are pets, because if a pigeon's just walking around like that, what would make you grab it to bring it into an animal hospital? I mean, I guess there's some people out there that might.
Probably. But I'm guessing that yes, like in some capacity, these things are pets or something.
It says this disease, which was already a known disease before this, can also affect pit doves and other poultry. It says it is a notifiable disease in captive birds, meaning the suspected cases must be reported to the authorities, not in wild birds. So it could be going through the wild bird case, but they're not, or wild birds out there, but it's not being reported.
Correct. Oh, that's amazing. Dude, I'm just like looking at this freaking bird. It's crazy.
The disease is extremely infectious and spread through feces and other secretions.
Yeah.
The virus can survive longer in the wetter, colder months, meaning clusters of cases are more common this time of year. To prevent the disease, you can vaccinate your pigeons and make sure to practice strict biosecurity on your enclosure. So I guess this is like, obviously this is something that they've dealt with before.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a vaccine, then obviously they've done something with this. This isn't their first run-in, that's for sure.
It says that once the symptoms present themselves, the chances of survival pretty much drop to nothing. While humans cannot catch the disease, people handling the infected birds can catch conjunctivitis. So don't rub your eyes if you're playing with one of these.
Like pink eye, then, basically.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Interesting.
This comes as earlier this month, bird flu was detected at 55 sites across the UK, and more than 3 million birds have been culled. Avian influenza prevention zones have been put in place in Norfolk, Suffolk, parts of Essex, and the whole of South Wales of England, or southwest of England. There's now growing fears among poultry farmers about their livestock and that Christmas turkey supplies
I
could
was
be
just gonna say,
impacted.
you got the holidays coming up right now, man. Yeah. Like you got
They didn't
Thanksgiving and
mention
Christmas knocking on the door
anywhere
here.
in there about the potential of it crossing over like other bird diseases have.
No, it did not mention that. Huh.
But yeah, so there's your doom and gloom:
Fascinating, man.
asteroids and bird
And
pigeon
zombie birds.
zombies. Yeah.
Yeah. You got zombie pigeons, giant asteroids. 913-730-7255. Give us a call. Shoot us a text. Also, cruise over to ectoplasmshow.com and check out the website and all of that fun jazz as well. Yeah. Let's see here.
If you guys are anywhere near the manor, just go start leaving clown dolls on the front porch. Or any dolls. It doesn't have to be clown dolls. What is the scariest type of doll to you?
Dude, I'm not saying that here.
Come on.
I'm not saying that. It's kind of funny because now, like here in Malvern, like one of the things to do, I guess, because it's a small town and kids get bored, is they will walk up the front steps of the manor and just touch the doorknob and then they run away. I mean, they're not hurting anything. You know what I mean? Like they're not vandalizing anything. It's just, it's kind of a game for them. So they come, they touch the doorknob.
So
and then
you
they
have
run
to
off.
have those stairs in immaculate condition. If one of those kids falls, your insurance is.
Well, yeah, probably. Yes. No, it was funny though, because this was after I had closed down for the day. And I think I was waiting for the overnight group to show up. And usually that's about, 30 minutes to an hour, but I was getting the place ready to go. And I happened to look at the cameras. I'm like, oh shit, maybe the group's already here, because I saw people walking up the steps. I'm like, oh, and then I see them touch the doorknob and run. I was like, oh my God, it's just kids. It's so I can hear the giggling and stuff like that outside. And then I see this other kid who's like very slow.
Did you go pound on the inside of the door?
Better.
Okay.
So he's barely just slowly creeping up the stairs. And he's reaching his hand out like just so, like he's trembling, right? And he's like, I just want to touch it and get the hell out of here. And there's a side door over here that's right outside of my office that's also on the porch. Most people don't even realize the door's there. It happens to have a crash bar on the door. So I kicked it open. The thing flies open. And I go, ah, like that. I scream. Kid lost his mind. And like he just ran off. Like it was funny as hell. But yeah, I got to have my fun too. You know what I mean? I'm like a big kid, really. So yeah.
You should just tie a car battery to the inside of that door handle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sweet Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll end up killing a kid then.
Probably.
Have to shut down, sell off.
Had to sell it all. God damn it. Yeah. All right, my friend. Anything else?
I like how you completely changed the subject away from the doll.
What do you mean?
Like I was asking you what the scariest doll type is, and you just changed the subject entirely.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean to change the subject. It was
sure.
Just that you would like my story. I thought you would like my story.
It was a good story, but I wanted an answer to the question. Is there a certain type of doll that in a way it could be dressed?
You know the answer to this question. You know the answer to this question.
Do I?
With me. Yes, you do. You fucked with me before because you own this doll.
Oh, okay.
You own this fucking thing.
It's Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, no. It's the damn ventriloquist doll.
Well,
That's
I
in the
think you don't
tux.
have to worry about people putting those things are quite pricey actually. So
Good. Keep them away. My God. It's good stuff, my friend.
I do
Good
own
stuff.
a ventriloquist doll.
Yeah, you do, and it's goddamn terrifying. It's goddamn terrifying. What is that noise?
It's a doll.
That's what I'm afraid of. I gotta get the fuck.
All right.
All right, guys. We're gonna let you go, and we will talk to you soon. Peace. Fucking dolls. I'm just